we praise the money. We know how illegally you got the money, but that money you hail it because once you see that person, that's
heavy.
And it's not like that means the person is necessarily giving you money, but you're still praising the money.
You're respecting it.
You're respecting that there's honor in that. Do you see that person's Rolls Royces? Do you see how many of this?
Try and get what I'm saying. I try not to have very specific goals because life isn't linear. So you can be easily underwhelmed when you don't reach, when you say, okay, at a certain age I'll be married, or at a certain age I'll be a homeowner, or at a certain age I'll have this or that, right? So for me personally, if I feel like I'm embracing a sense of continuous improvement, then I'm okay. So I don't really think about it as going from one pillar to the next. I just think about it as constant growth. And because a lot of people tend to be too hard on themselves. There are a lot of people who don't have that peace and don't necessarily have impact on the world.
The dictionary defines success as an action which you want to achieve. So it sort of says it like a series of actions which you're meant to achieve at different points in time of your life. So with success as well, in as much as I said, look, Jesus is the foundation, the truth about it is that you're going to go through different phases in your life. So if you're in school, you're going to have to succeed. If you're working, you're going to have to succeed. If you own a business, you're going to have to succeed. If you're not owning a business, you're going to be a pastor, you're going to have to succeed. So at every point in time of your life, wherever you are, a certain level of success is expected of you. I mean, I love this quote by Ibukun Awosika. I don't know exactly how she quoted it, but she said she wants to die empty. Like when she's in that grave, there should be nothing left in her. She's going to have given up everything she had. Because she said for her, success starts from when you begin to give away what you have. That's the very point, that's where success starts from.
Culture in Nigeria shapes the way that we think about success. It shapes the way that our mind gears and our actions are geared towards, because I think there's also some pressures, and I really want, for me, it's about understanding some of the pressures that I feel like us men are put under by the world's definition, of Nigeria's definition, of certain cultures' definition of success, because then other people are therefore putting this pressure in. It's very hard to ignore external pressures sometimes. So what do you think is the Nigerian cultural influence or effect on it?
Well, the two things come to mind, right? When you ask that question. The first is integrity within success, right? Nigeria is lacking in that. If you look at, we have a praise mentality, not to touch on politics, you know what I mean? But we have a praise mentality.
Let's touch.
We just have this praise mentality when someone is making money. So you hear things like, the man, that governor did well, did well, added value to the state, and it didn't steal too much money. I was like, when did you start praising someone for being minimalist about theft? I have a lot of Christian friends in business who tell you they've not seen, you don't have a lot of examples of men of faith who are prospering in business. Because the people at the top, they cut corners. We know a few people's stories. So you're a businessman, but you love God and you want to do right by Him, but you're asking yourself how?
When you spoke about culture, what I thought about was parents. So you tell your dad, okay, now that Neymar has changed the whole scripts, but if you tell your dad, oh, I was trying to go play football, and he's probably thinking, where are you starting from? Meanwhile, there's one bank job or there's one oil and gas job. He's probably going to think, no, you need to follow this career path. To get to this place so you can be successful, you can, but you're saying, no, Dad, this is the way I want to go. Do you know what I mean? I mean, my wife is a typical example. She was a lawyer, which obviously being a lawyer is an esteemed profession. You should do that law. And you're telling your dad you want to become a chef. And she's thinking, and that time he's thinking, chef, how can you be a chef? Do you know what I mean? But now being a chef has probably given you more fame and even more wealth than what you'll have achieved in law. So if you don't actually reach that point where you're going to stand regardless of all what is shaking and trying to pull you around, then you're going to find yourself
wavering here.
Well, just to add to that,
Yeah.
I've also learned that social capital, looking a certain way, having that perception is not always real capital. So you have to remind yourself what is actually important, what is of value, what is actually going to affect your life at the end of the day.
Like there's so no matter what, we seem to end up honoring all of these things that aren't honorable. And so it's weird how we can critique, some of us will critique, will insult all of these things, we'll talk about how bad it is, but when that person is within the a space for you to be able to smell them, standing up to salute. We look at, you know, expensive schools that charge up to 3 million naira a term, 3 million naira a year for nursery school, but people still pay that, and it's not because the quality of education is different, because really, what are you learning at nursery school? But it's about being able to say, yes, my child went there. How are you going to be able to not define your success by, I sent my child to this school, or I live in Banana Island and Parkview? How are you not going to define your level of success by that? How are you not going to be influenced by the culture?
I mean, you just saying that just sort of reminds me of sort of like myself, because when I was in university, when I was in school, the kind of life I lived, I knew this was, you know, the kind of life you're living, you know, you're living above your means. Do you get what I mean? But because it was the happening thing, you had to do it. You know what I mean? Because you didn't want to be left behind, because you didn't want to look like, you can't do it. You know what I mean? But I guess you reach a point in your life where, you know, those light bulb moments, and you're like, you knock yourself on the head and you're like, come down to reality, you know. And I think, obviously, there's a God factor in that, because God brings reality and says, look, start with me. Because I sort of saying, like, when I was in the world, all the things I tried to do was hard. But inside of God, like, I found everything which I was looking for outside and with God. So it makes it easier. And the beauty about it is, I love what he said, it's like in stages. It's like that improvement. So I'm better this year. But you must have that stand alone, like, I don't really care what my friends think.
This image-basedness is crazy, because now, you know, I'm an actor. I know what we pay actors. It is not massive. So when you see everybody strutting in all of this swaggerous stuff, because it's so image-based, because in order for people to want to look at you or to want to hire you, you have to look like you have to package yourself right. But then, in order to afford the packaging, you need the job. But now people are putting themselves in the packaging without having the finances to support the packaging. Just in order to get it, because there's perception on looking like what we want to see. Because I've known that the people you surround yourself with is important. Family, friends. How do you get, you have to get really proactive about choosing to surround yourself with the people that have those morals and values and things that represent or seek what you want. What I learned recently, when I was really kind of switching up my friend circles, was I shouldn't be aiming to even be with people that are like me. Me hang out with friends that are what I want to be like, because then you'll now be seeing everyone being serious, and Adeolu saying he's lying in bed watching shows. You get out of bed and because you don't want to be that person everyone is talking about in a kind of way. Right? So like choosing the people you surround yourself with, because that also shapes your definition of success, because if you surround yourself people with bottle poppers, then your own frame of success would be that I should be popping bottles as well. Because I know you have had processes in different things. Even look let's look relationship-wise, marriage, history. The things that you've been through that taught you. How are your experiences, and talk about your experiences. How have they shaped where you are?
So obviously, I got married. 6 months into the marriage, I lost my wife. And you probably think, God, I'm working with you now. Me and you have a good relationship. Like when people know me, when people think about me, they're like, Damilola is godly. Damilola is, you know. But God never, like one of the things that shocked me and shocked a lot of people was I never asked God why. And it was very intentional, because I knew God was not going to tell me why, but He was going to give me a revelation. And He gave me a revelation of Himself, which obviously took me to the next level of my life. Do you get what I mean? Now, let me give a typical example. You're an actor, yeah? God has said you're going to be an actor. You marry a woman who is jealous. You marry a woman who is saying, first year, you had money. Second year, there's no money. Do you understand? She's going to frustrate you. Before you know what's happening, it begins to affect your talent, your ability begins to show. You begin to see all these girls on set. Before you know it, you forget Christian, you fall. Because your wife is already giving you stress at home. Yeah. So she doesn't align to that vision for your life, because whoever is meant for you would align for that vision and would support you to the last. So even if they know that, look, this guy is useless, she's going to be there with you, which is why I believe that whoever you're going to marry is absolutely important, because she will be beside you to fulfill that vision. Not forgetting also that she has her own vision as well, which you must help her fulfill. But she's there to help you, because in fulfilling yours, you would also help fulfill hers.
Before I moved back to Nigeria, I went to drama school in the UK. And my plan was to finish drama school, come back to Nigeria and blow.
Like
that's what I'm saying.
I like this blue.
You understand? Yeah, yeah.
Like that was it. That was the picture.
I just thought, you know what? You know, I'm a trained actor at a very good school, doing quite well at this stage. Let me come back. Well, I didn't have any plans now. I just came back, and they tell you NYSC. You know, plans got derailed. You know, next thing, join this company. You know, it was just, I wasn't proactive about my life. At a certain point, I thought to myself, am I even going to do this acting thing? You know, you start questioning, am I going to be one of those people that had a passion, had a dream, and never pursued it, right? But over time, an opportunity came again in Inspector K. And since Inspector K, a few other things have taken place, and I've just learned to be intentional. You know, so the lack of intentionality that I didn't have when I moved back, at least I have it now. So that's why I say it's not linear, you know. Would it have been nice to have blown immediately? Yes. But do I appreciate the journey that I'm on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisdom is, for me, is critical, which I believe that every man needs to have. And once you have wisdom, a lot of all these questions, which we usually tend to ask, we will not be asking them, because wisdom will teach you a number of things about what do I do next? This thing is not adding up. This thing is not making sense. How do I know? How am I going to survive? How am I going to live? You know what I mean? There were days in which there will be no money in my account. Do you understand? Yeah. But you just know that, look, am I on the right path? If I am, then all of this is part of the story somehow.
Yeah. It's weird. I think that's going to be so hard. And you know people that, it's weird because you see people might specifically be critical of people that have made money in dodgy ways, but those same people will help them carry the bags to their car.
Yeah.
God has to be the one defining that success, and only by His Spirit leading you would you be able to attain the kind of success God wants. I love what He said. If my success is not impacting people, then it's not true success. Yeah. And the thing about success that I've also realized is success has to have a balance. Some people have wealth, I mean, they have money, but their homes don't show the money. Yeah. So they're not even there to enjoy their homes. Yeah. Do you think there's one man for one woman? Basically, for every man, there's the one woman.
I believe there's good, better, best. And it's about who you meet when you meet.
There are 3 women for one.